Now you have to solve numerical number 17 of the problem set in connection with the chapter dimensional analysis. According to this numerical, the equation of force F is given, which is A sin ct plus B cos dx. We have to find the dimension of A by B and dimension of C by D. So here we can find the dimension of A. So what we can write, dimension of force is same as the dimension of A sin ct plus B cos dx, where t is time and x is the distance. So as B cos dx is added with A sin ct, comma, they will have the same dimension B cos dx, and A sin ct will have the same dimensions. Therefore, we can say that dimension of A sin ct will be equal to plus dimension of B cos dx will have the same dimension as that of A sin ct as that of B cos dx. Therefore, if we find dimension of force, and that will be equivalent to A sin ct plus B cos dx. So therefore what we can say, dimension of force is equivalent to dimension of A sin ct. So here no need to write this line. So first we have to consider this assumption. Or comma, dimension of force is equal to dimension of A into dimension of sin ct. So as sin ct is a ratio, so we can say that sin ct, again here we can write again sin ct is equal to 1, because sin ct is a ratio, trigonometric function means ratio. Therefore we can say that dimension of ct is also dimensionless, has no dimension. We know that as sin ct has no dimension, the angle has no dimension. Therefore dimension of ct is equal to 1. Therefore dimension of c is equal to 1 by dimension of t. Therefore we can find the dimension of c, which will be 1 by t means t inverse, t to the power minus 1. So here we get the dimension of c. Therefore, what about the dimension of force? Dimension of force is only dimension of A, it was dimension of sin ct. Or comma, dimension of F, dimension of A, and sin ct has no dimension means 1. So dimension of A is equal to dimension of force. Therefore, dimension of A is equal to force has a dimension ml t to the power minus 2. So we get the dimension of A also. Dimension of A. Now we have to find the dimension of B, and the same way we can find the dimension of B and dimension of D. So if we erase this part to complete the numerical, after that, we know that again, dimension of force is equal to dimension of B cos dx. Because dimension of A sin ct plus B cos dx will be same as the dimension of B cos dx. Or comma, dimension of F is equal to dimension of B into dimension of cos dx. So now dimension of force and dimension of B, and cos dx is a trigonometric function. It is a ratio of same type of physical quantity. That's why it has no dimension. So dimension of B will have the same dimension as that of force. So finally we get dimension of B as ml t to the power minus 2. So if we get the dimension of B now, again cos dx has no dimensions. Therefore, dimension of cos dx is equal to 1. And if cos dx has no dimension, the angle dx has no dimension. Therefore, dimension of dx is equal to 1. From that, if we erase this part, from that we can or comma dimension of d is equal to 1 by dimension of x, or comma dimension of d is equal to x means L, that is 1 by x means L inverse. We get the dimension of d as L inverse. So hence we can find the dimension of A by B. Therefore, we can write dimension of A by B is equal to dimension of A divided by dimension of B. And if we put the dimension of A and B, dimension of A is this one, same as the dimension of force, ml square t to the power ml t to the power minus 2. And we get the dimension of B as ml t to the power minus 2. Hence, we get the dimension of A by B will be 1. That is one of the answer. Dimension of A by B is 1, which is one of the answer. Now we can find the dimension of C by D. Again, dimension of C by D is equal to dimension of C divided by dimension of D. Now we can put the dimension of C. Dimension of C is T inverse. Dimension of C is T inverse divided by dimension of D is L inverse. So finally, therefore, finally we get the dimension of C by D, that will be L T inverse, which is same as the velocity, L T inverse. This is one of the answer.